Welcome to Driveway Garage. Today I'm working on a 2009 Pontiac G5. And when I bought it, the air conditioner didn't work. I've been procrastinating it, so I finally decided to check it out. I'll show you what I have going on here. So here's the car. It's not a bad looking car, but it's far from perfect. Now I bought some stuff to do AC just because I didn't like paying shops, and I'm cheap. So here's what I have. I have a Pittsburgh vacuum pump, and then I have these gauges for the AC. So what you have to do is find your high and low pressure Schrader valves, and in my case the low one. So if you have I think it's probably exactly the same on the Chevy Cobalt I have over there. This is the Pontiac G5. It's a 2.2 liter. So kind of right in the center toward the back, that's where the low connector is. And then the high one's over here by the strut. You can see it. And these are pretty easy. They're quick release. So if you just pull up on this part down here, pull it, put your hand on here and pull up, it'll come right off of there. That's how you put them on too. You pull it up, release the pressure, and put it onto the valve. Now they should have caps on them. These did not have caps, but you want to take the caps off before you do that, of course, and then put them back on when you're done. Now, I just watched a really good video on this. I can't remember the guy's name, or I would tell you about it. He was very thorough in going through everything, but I'm just going to kind of recap. So this is your high pressure. You never want to open the high pressure. Close it, leave it closed. You never need to open it, which I thought was kind of weird, but that's the way it is. This is the one that I have hooked up to the yellow one, goes to the vacuum pump. Now when you go to recharge, that's going to be the one that now this is while I'm thinking of it, this is the exhaust for the vacuum. So you want to make sure that's open. Then you hook up the yellow line to here and you turn it on, and you have to do this when the system is empty. Mine was already empty. I checked it. All I did is, you see this is a Schrader valve right here. That's for your fuel system. It's similar on the air conditioner. And when you put, let me see if I did this right. Low pressure. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? You have to turn this in like this. And what that does, there's a little prong in there that goes in and opens. It's just like on a tire. It'll push down on that center prong and open the system. I forgot to do that, so silly me. Let's see. I think you probably have to do it on both sides. I don't know if it matters. Anyway, sorry about that. Make sure you screw in the knob to open the system up. And now it can vacuum all the air out. Now, as you can see on mine right now, it's got about -25. So we'll just let it sit here and run for about a half hour. And then when you get done, you shut the pump off. I guess you'd want to close this valve first. And let it sit there for 5 minutes and make sure it's holding a vacuum. Because if it's not holding a vacuum, then you have a leak, and then you have to find the leak, and that's a whole nother story. So basically, hook up your vacuum pump after your system is empty. Now, if you have refrigerant in there, you need to go to a shop, unless you have the equipment that can pull it out of there and recycle it. And then you can do this procedure. Of course, you could pay somebody to do this. I just like to do everything I can myself to save money. Because, I buy cars and sell cars, and I try to fix them as much as I can by myself. But even if you're just, a homeowner, a car owner, you want to save yourself some money, because they charge, the cheapest one I've seen recently just to charge the system is $85. Most places a lot more than that, like 150 or 200. And then if there's any kind of problems, they're going to charge you extra for that. I guess, according to this video I watched, you can take it to a shop that recycles refrigerant and they'll do it for free. And then I guess they reuse it or sell it or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to let this sit here and run for half an hour. See if it holds a vacuum. And then if it holds a vacuum, I actually have some cans of refrigerant that I bought. And I live in Washington State, and they just started this thing where you have to have a permit to buy refrigerant. They're so controlling in this state, I can't stand it. But that's life. Thought that was a leaf. It's a piece of tape. Anyway, let me grab a can of Freon and I'll show you that. And I learned something else today. It's not really called Freon, it's refrigerant. Freon is a brand name. Now this is the newer stuff, the R134A. They used to have, what was it, R12 back in the day, but it's pretty much been eliminated. They switched cars over to the 134A. Something I learned today is, if you're refilling your system, when you're holding a can like this, you're pulling the gas off the top and the liquid is at the bottom. To make it go faster, you flip the can upside down and then you'll be filling up with liquid, which is denser, and it'll get the job done faster. Now I've always heard, because I have these portable ones for filling up AC units, that, you know, hold the can upside down, shake it around, but pretty much all you have to do is hold it upside down. Now in my cluttered shop here, I just saw them. These things you can buy, they come with a can of refrigerant, or they used to. I don't know if you can buy them now, but it's reusable. You just screw this onto the can of Freon on this end. That goes on your low side, and you squeeze the handle, and you can refill your refrigerant with those things, which I've used several times. They work all right. But today, I'm going to go ahead and, if I can get a vacuum on this, if the system is airtight. Why is that guy pulling in my driveway? I hate when people pull in my driveway. I just had it sealed. No respect. Anyway, I'm going to use this machine, if it holds a vacuum, to go ahead and top it off. And I'll go ahead and combine this with another video when I get to that point and show you how to top it off. But basically, you hook this up to the refrigerant, hold the can upside down, and got to remember everything. Oh, you want to open this valve up so the refrigerant can go into the system, and then you want to start the vehicle and put the air conditioner and the fan on high, because that's when it's going to fill up the system properly. And the guy in the video took a garden hose and sprayed down the condenser up here that cools the refrigerant. But I think I'm just going to take my cordless leaf blower and hold it up here. That way it seems like it's blowing cold air across, and it'll cool it off and make it fill up properly. And then when your gauge here gets up to around 200, you want to stop, because you don't want it over 250. If it goes over 250, it can cause damage, I guess. So I'll continue this after a while, but thanks for watching so far. Well, here's the follow-up. I went ahead, I couldn't get, because of the way the nozzle is on my machine, it wouldn't set into these cans and turn them on. So I used the old standby portable one. And I went ahead and screwed it into the can. Then I clipped this onto the back one, the low pressure. And to do that, you got to pull this back, slide it on, and then you pull this trigger. Oops, I guess there's still a little bit left in the can. Anyway, I put 2 cans of refrigerant in there, and I heard the pump kick on once, but I thought it kicked on and off, and it wasn't working. But I got inside, and it's blowing cold air. So, and after running it on the vacuum machine, there weren't any leaks that I could see. it held the vacuum and the compressor's working. So I think I fixed this AC. So probably sell a little quicker now because nobody, it's 90 some degrees. Nobody wants to buy a dark colored car with no air conditioning. Anyway, if you have to do this, I hope that helps you out. It managed to fix my problem. So that was a cheap fix. 2 cans of Freon. Thanks for watching. I almost forgot. I had a air conditioning rebuild kit and it had caps on it. So I went ahead and took the caps in there and put them on here to keep the dust out. So you don't want a bunch of junk, dirt, and water getting in there and possibly working its way into the system. So anyway, thanks again for watching.